Hello everyone and welcome back. In this video, I want to educate you about the Baker Act and specifically what I call the past self-harm. So what do I mean by that? Well, all too often people go into a hospital with some medical issue, and somewhere along the line, especially if there's health insurance, staff in the hospital make sure that the patient speaks to the hospital psychiatrist. And the hospital psychiatrist either meets with them in person or it's done over an iPad, a telehealth conference. And the psychiatrist will ask the person, have you ever thought about harming yourself? Have you ever thought about taking your own life? And in a lot of the cases we see, the patient will say, well, I have at one time. In one call that I actually took this morning that I made this video, the patient said, a couple of years ago, I wasn't feeling so good about myself. And yeah, I thought about harming myself. Done. Baker acted. So I want to be really clear about this. In order for you to be legally Baker acted, you have to meet the criteria at that time. So if the patient had said, yeah, this morning I was suicidal, and that's why I came to the hospital, or I'd actually tried to harm myself, and that's why I came to the hospital, or as we sit here, I think I'm suicidal, I'm going to hurt myself. Then yeah, that's a different story. But we're talking about something that happened in the past. You have to meet criteria right there and then. Okay, that's would be what I would consider legal criteria. But here's the problem. Okay, number one, probably the biggest problem, is that nobody actually knows you're there. So you went to the hospital, you got Baker acted. Nobody knows you're there. There's zero oversight. So when the psychiatrist says, well, I'm Baker acting you, or the staff say you've been Baker acted, guess what? Nobody knows about it. They don't report to anybody. So who's making sure it's done right? And here's the other icing on the cake. You can't sue them for this. So even if they illegally detained you, they're immune. Why? Well, because they're an agent of the state's mental health system. They actually have a license issued by the state of Florida, so that enables them, that authorizes them to actually detain you, restrain you, physically lock you down, and stop you from leaving. So as an agent of the state, they enjoy what's known as sovereign immunity. You can't sue them for this stuff. Now, obviously, if you get hurt, right, God forbid you got beaten up or you tripped and fell and hit your head or whatever, right, that's a different story because they do have a duty to keep you safe. But as a general rule, and I get these calls, I get 2 or 3 of these calls every single day, and my heart breaks for these folks. As a general rule, you cannot sue them for this. You're not getting any money. So they really don't care. No one knows you're there and you can't sue them. So why would they care? And if you've got health insurance, well, they're going to make money off of this because they're going to bill the insurance for every minute that you're in the hospital, every pill, every other treatment or whatever they administer to you, they're billing for. And so, yeah, they will Baker act you if you've ever had that thought. And that's what I mean by this sort of, the past self-harm, right? So we see this a lot. I'm letting you know it's out there. And if you tell them this, and I'm not saying you shouldn't have an honest conversation with a psychiatrist, but if you tell them that at one time you thought about harming yourself, yeah, I'd say there's a pretty good chance you're going to get locked up. That's the way it works here in Florida. I'm really sorry to say. So with that said, if you have any comments or questions, please post them. I read all of them and try to get back within 24 hours. If you liked the video, I'd appreciate a thumbs up. And if you could, please subscribe to the channel. And with that said, I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.